Hey everybody, this is Cody from Syndicate Fly Fishing. I'm here today to talk to you about foam rigging spools. Simple foam spools can be used for a lot of different things in rigging. You can set up flies prior to getting to the river, the night before. Have all your rigs set up and pull them off and tie them on when you get to the river. I personally just like to use these, I keep in my pack for when I find myself in a situation where I'm switching between a dry dropper and a nymph rig on a regular basis. Typically this is going to be on smaller creeks where I'm using a Euro nymphing setup, Euro nymphing rod and leader with a sider down to a tippet ring. A lot of times smaller creeks, pocket water, with some deeper holes where I want a nymph, and then shallower riffles where a dry dropper is a little more efficient. So I don't have these rigged up before I get there. Typically what I'll do is however I start, either be the nymph rig or the dry dropper, and then I find myself in a need to change. Rather than breaking down an entire dry dropper rig, I will just load it onto this spool and then set up my nymph rig so that when I want to switch back to that dry dropper, it's simple. So I just want to kind of show you the spools that I use and a little, just demonstration on how I use them. One thing to note is this spool has a cutout in the middle, two cutouts in the middle. And this little piece here allows you to lock the tippet in place. That's pretty important. It keeps everything wrapped up and in place while it's sitting in my pack waiting for its next use. So, like I said, I still run the Euro rig, Euro leader, sider down to a tippet ring, and I like to swap out the tippet from the ring to the fly. The reason I like to do that is I prefer to fish a nylon to my dry flies and a fluorocarbon to my nymphs. So, say I've been fishing this dry dropper and I want to switch over to a nymph rig because I've come across a deep pool that requires that. I can just clip that. I'm going to take the nymph and hook it into the spool and wrap my tippet around there. When I get to the dry fly, same thing, I'm just going to hook that right in there and continue wrapping the tippet. Now this is why I like this particular spool with this cutout, because I can take that out, run my tippet through the center, and then replace that and pull it tight, and it's all locked in place, ready to go. It's not going to get all tangled up in my pack. So then I'll take my nymph that I have rigged up, and to unlock the tippet, I'm just going to push that through. Sometimes you'll need to take it all the way out to get the tippet. Other times it'll just pull right through. But I'm just going to unravel that and unhook the dry fly. It'll come off a bit coiled up, but that's an easy stretch to straighten it out. And then just tie that on and you're ready to go. So now I'm back to nymphing. Like I said, simple foam spools. I recommend checking out some of these. Tons of different kinds out there. If they don't have the foam cut out in the middle, don't worry, it's easy just to cut a slit in there and run your tippet through. You can modify these as much as you want. And obviously these have been around for quite some time and used for a bunch of different things. So, cool little addition to your pack and a nice little tip for your days out on the water. Hope you enjoyed it, hope it was helpful, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in.